Here are some things that you must stop doing to yourself if you want to actually enjoy your life. You should listen to me because I'm someone who used to be extremely depressed, and now I teach people how not to be depressed. The first thing you have to stop doing is self-sabotaging your future by believing your self-limiting thoughts. Let's talk about it. So, if you're anything like me, you have this tendency to expect the worst to happen. And this is something that isn't just a new coincidence that you've suddenly started doing. This is something that's been ingrained in you, probably since you were a kid. You were one of those kids that maybe you didn't have the best luck when it came to making friends, when it came to building connections, when it came to standing out and actually getting any sort of approval. You had to work for everything that you got. And this has led to you having this belief that things come hard. That anything that you want in life is going to take a lot of effort and a lot of hardship to obtain it. And due to this, a lot of time you talk yourself out of things. Maybe you see someone that you think you'd get along with that has similar interests to you, and you want to approach them, but your brain is saying,
we shouldn't do that because what if they reject us? What if we end up feeling like that little kid again on the playground when we were the last to be picked? Or when, everyone was grouping up to have partners and no one to pick us? What if we feel like no one wants us again?
And you will talk yourself out of doing things over and over again. It keeps you in this weird comfort zone where you're very uncomfortable, but at least your uncomfort is comfortable because you know what it feels like, if you know what I mean. Give me 1 sec and close the door. You can hear my air fryer going off. So if you actually want to live a life that is full of good things, nice experiences, you have to allow your brain to permit you to enjoy these things by allowing you to actually go for things, allowing you to take more risks, allowing you to enjoy things when they do happen and not expect them to end abruptly and to end with pain and flames. So you need to basically allow yourself to think positively, allow yourself to be a bit delusional when it comes to the things that you care about. So maybe let's go back to this scenario of you wanting to make friends with someone, going, let me see if I like this person. Let me see if we have similar interests. And I'm going to do this by approaching them and mentioning something that they're wearing, for example, and let's see where it goes from there. If you compare that mindset that's basically curious, it wants to see how things will go, compared to the person who's already made their conclusion that the person is going to reject them, that the worst case scenario is going to happen. If these people continue to live their life with this mindset, I can guarantee you the person that believes the positive outcome is inevitable, that person is going to achieve so much more than the person who believes the worst case scenario is going to happen. And even if the actions are the same, their mindset and their perspective is going to be extremely different. Think more positively about things and more positive things will happen. Simple. Second thing you need to stop doing is chasing people that don't want you. Because if it's not a strong yes, it's a no. This is something that I live by. If I feel like I have to convince someone of my worth as a person, if I've convinced someone that I'm worth spending time with, I separate myself. I take a step back. I'm someone who believes that in order to be in spaces where you feel comfortable, you have to feel like the people there actually want you there. I don't feel like it's enough to be tolerated in this very short life we have. I feel like the people that are around you, they should be people that actually want to be around you. There should be people that actually enjoy your presence, that actually enjoy your personality and don't want you to have to pretend to be someone else or pretend to wear this fake mask of being a certain way. And I'll be honest, a lot of the time, this is going to mean that you're going to have to take a step back from the people that are in your life but are kind of just barely in your life. Basically, the people that only talk to you when you reach out. The people that you only hear from them when they need something. These are the people that you have to cut out of your life simply because they are draining your energy and they are not giving anything back. And what I found is when I cut people like this out of my life, I had so much more time to focus on things I cared about. I had so much more time to actually focus on myself and develop myself into the person I am today. Not saying you have to cut off all your friends and become some sort of lone wolf, sigma alpha male, but you do have to get rid of people that are just sucking your energy and don't actually care about you. It's a waste of time. Similarly to the first point, you have to stop overthinking everything because your mind will literally become a prison for your soul. This is something I used to do so fucking much. I'm someone who, I see myself as being quite intelligent, not like super intelligent, but I'm intelligent enough where I can entertain myself with my thoughts. I can picture scenarios, I can go deep into things and imagine different ways that things can go almost endlessly. And to be honest, it used to be quite fun. However, I had to realize that what I was doing is that I was doing this while I should have been focused on the present moment. So I'd be in conversation with someone. I know this is so bad. This is very embarrassing. I'd be in conversation with someone, like right in front of me. Like imagine it, like I'm talking to you right now. So you're talking to me about something. While you're talking, my brain is suddenly going,
what if, like, last year I said this thing instead of that thing, then maybe they would have said that, and then we would have, and then maybe, and then... Oh.
Yeah, bro, yeah, what you said, man, yeah. Do you see how that's quite difficult to make a relationship or build any sort of connection with someone like that? And yeah, that was me for a long time. I was very distracted, very in my head, and it made people feel very uncomfortable around me simply because they could tell that I wasn't fully there. And what happens in the long term is that if you're someone who overthinks things, even if it is like by yourself, you suddenly start to become content with the storylines that you're making in your brain, and you no longer want to experience things in real life. Simply because you can control all these stories in your brain. You can control the next move. You can control what this person says after I do that. But in reality, you start to realize that, oh, all I have control is over this meat wagon and the things I say and do. Ugh, difficult. That's quite hard. Scary, even. Yes. Quite difficult. However, facing this difficulty is what you must do. This is the human experience. Get over it. Things are not as scary as they seem. The worst case scenario that you're thinking, that you're overthinking about, it doesn't happen very often. And even when it does, spoiler alert, you're not gonna die. You're gonna be okay. It's okay. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Yeah. You'll be right. Yeah. Okay, another thing you want to stop doing is allowing negative people into your mind because you're lonely. We're gonna get real on this one. Alright guys, we're gonna get real. If you're anything like me, and you've been focusing on yourself, you realize that it gets lonely. There are times where the phone is just bone dry. Yeah, you haven't had a notification from anyone other than Duolingo in 2 weeks. And you start to feel the itch of socializing. And you don't even give a fuck who it is anymore. Someone talk to me, I want to feel alive. Okay? We've all been there. It's a dark place. Go into your catalogue of friends and acquaintances and you find the most readily available person you can think of. Even though you know they're not good for you, even though you know that all they want to do is just talk shit about girls and get high and just do dumb shit. You're desperate for connection. You reach out and before you know it, you're back on the slope. You're back on the slope of bad habits. You're back on the slope of doing anything just to avoid feeling alone. And the thing about this is that this is something that a lot of us don't really talk about, but this is how a lot of our dreams die. Because we're unable to tough it out through the lonely phase. I feel like every single person who goes through anything in their life or has some sort of goal or objective goes through the phase where they're lonely as fuck. Simply because, let's be honest, in the society we live in, it's very difficult to juggle all of this shit, man. Juggle responsibilities, friendships, relationships, money, your work, your career, the things you care about all at the same time. Certain things have to be sacrificed, and a lot of time, things that are sacrificed are the like little fun things with friends and stuff. Because let's be honest, it's time consuming, and the ROI can sometimes be quite low. However, when you get into the space of working on yourself, what we have to acknowledge is that spending time with people, especially people that motivate you, people that you kind of admire to some extent, is so important. Like when you're spending so much time alone, even if you are being productive with it, you are still being a bit of a lonely shit. It's not that fun. And I'm someone that believes in balance. I feel like if you're on your purpose like 80% of the time, you deserve that 20% to just do whatever you want, have a bit of fun, enjoy your life. Because let's be honest, bro, there's the one life we get, and I'll be damned if I spend it all meditating, reading stuff, learning, working. Let me enjoy this shit a little bit at least. That's my philosophy anyway. But what you don't want to do is get so desperate during this time of focus that you're willing to sacrifice it all for a bit of dopamine or for a bit of hit of some weird friendship that you've got with someone that you barely really care about, but you just know that they're easy to talk to because they never talk about real shit. Maybe this is too specific. but I'm sure this connects with someone. Don't sacrifice your dreams for friendships that don't mean much to you. And this is a massive thing that I wish someone told me to stop doing. You need to stop feeling sorry for yourself. Because the truth is, no one is going to come and save you. So you have to act like it. If you knew that no one was going to come and help you out with, your life and figuring it out, how does it make sense to scroll on your phone, to go play video games for hours, if you are not happy with your life? I think that's something that we don't talk about very often. Like, how can you really openly spend time having fun if your regular day-to-day life is not fulfilling or enjoyable? Because all you're doing then is just escaping. You're just coping. You're just running away every day. And that's why every day feels the same. Because you're not getting any closer to anything. You're just constantly running in place. And it's something that I had to really acknowledge in myself. Because if you're not familiar with me here for some reason, I'm someone who struggled with addiction for a long time. It wasn't crack or anything, but it was, the good old porn and video games, the classic young man struggle. But yeah, man, I really was just kind of waiting for something to happen for years, and then nothing happened. So I just had to be like, fuck it, I need to do something. I need to happen. I need to fucking wake up and do some shit. And that's the only time things changed in my life, when I decided that no one was going to come and do it for me. That's when I started going to therapy. That's when I started looking into myself. When I started meditating. That's when I started researching things. I stopped waiting for information to come and find me. I just went to go find the information because it's out there. That's one thing as well. There's all the information that you need to make the change in your life is out there. It's on the internet. Go find it. Maybe you have found it by finding this channel, Maybe you have. Maybe this is the cheat code to life, bro. You found it. Congratulations, man. You're here. Let's lock in now. All right, this is the last one, okay? This is the last thing that you need to stop doing if you want to live a life, a good life, a great life even, man. And that is, you need to stop relying on strangers on the internet to validate you. I can't even speak. Stop relying on strangers on the internet to validate you. Because the truth is, you need to respect yourself enough to make your own decisions. So when it comes to this whole idea of chasing validation on the internet, very ironic, you could say, because some would argue that's what I'm doing. But they'd be wrong. I don't need your validation. I need your money. Pay me. Money. I think this is a major issue for most people because we do not appreciate ourselves. We are constantly looking for people on the internet to like our stories, to like our posts, to DM us, to contact us, to message us first. And all of this is basically just to communicate that I matter, I'm important, people care about me. That's the baseline of what humans want. We want to feel loved, we want to feel accepted, we want to feel appreciated, we want to feel like people like us. And the internet has provided a reliable, to some extent, slot machine for these feelings. Guys will post their lifestyle videos, like driving a car in a Lamborghini, in a mansion, going on holiday, that kind of stuff. And women will post videos of their bodies. Validation. Show me that you like me. Show me that you like what I'm doing. Show me that what I'm doing, it matters and it's cool. That is the desire a lot of us have. And we hide this behind our egos, we hide this behind our personas, but a lot of the time that's it. We all have this deep desire to feel needed, to feel wanted, to feel loved. And it's because we're not able to give it to ourselves. Or we think we're not able to give it to ourselves. And this is something that I've been working on so much the last 4 to 5 years, trying to love and validate myself more. I was so bad at it. I didn't even know that I could validate myself. I didn't even know that I could love myself for so long. I was always waiting for someone else to prove that I was lovable or prove that I was likable, when really that doesn't fucking matter because they don't know me anyway. The fact that people really care about the opinions and likes of strangers on the internet more than they do their own self and their own understanding and perception of themselves is crazy. Because to me, I've always wanted to like myself. I just didn't know how to do it. And I think what's really made me like myself more is that I have kind of got closer to understanding who I am. And that came from reflection, looking inwards, really like seeing myself for who I am without the mask, like looking at the things I care about, this type of person I want to be. And the fact that I can see that I'm working towards being that kind of person, and that I'm now helping people like with things, that has made me like myself so much more. And that's obviously very like particular for me, but you can do the same. Find out what makes you tick. Find out the things you care about. Find out the things that you love, that you enjoy. Do those things. Put your energy into those things. Put your life essence into those things. And you will have no other choice but to love and appreciate yourself so much more than you do right now. I will leave it there. This has been quite a long video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you did like it, please like it. That would be very cool. And yeah, I'll probably speak to you in the next one. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Validate me, please. Yeah, swag.